Ever wish you had a cheat code for life? You know, a way to just skip all the grinding and level up? Well, today, we're going to unlock 3 of them. Let's get right into it.
So, have you ever looked around and just felt like some people are playing life on easy mode? They're getting more done, they're improving faster. It's almost like they have some kind of secret advantage, right?
But what is that secret? Well, here's the thing. It's not that they have a genius-level IQ, and it's definitely not about being luckier than you. The truth is actually way, way simpler. They're just using a set of habits that are so incredibly effective, they literally feel like cheat codes. And today, I'm handing them over to you. Okay, let's kick things off with our very first cheat code. This one is all about building momentum. It's called the 5-minute rule, and trust me, it's a total game changer for beating procrastination. The rule itself couldn't be simpler. Whatever it is you've been putting off, that big, scary task, just tell yourself you're only going to do it for 5 minutes. That's it. That is the entire commitment.
So why on earth does this little trick work so well? Well, it's basically a brain hack. See, our brains are hardwired to avoid anything that feels like a threat. And a giant task, like, say, write a 20-page paper, looks like a huge threat. So what does the brain do? It puts it off.
And this really shows you the difference in a nutshell. On the left, a big task triggers that threat response and boom, you're procrastinating. But on the right, when you tell your brain, hey, it's just 5 minutes, that threat just vanishes. The brain lets its guard down and it actually lets you get started.
And that brings us to the key insight here. The secret to getting stuff done isn't about waiting around for motivation to magically strike. It's about creating momentum. The 5-minute rule is basically you turning the key in the ignition.
All right, on to our second cheat code, which actually builds right on top of that momentum. This is a seriously powerful psychological hack that's all about your identity. We're talking identity-based decisions. This cheat code pretty much boils down to asking yourself one simple but really profound question. Before you make any choice, big or small, you just ask, what would the person I want to become do right now? And this slide just shows the power of that shift perfectly. Most of us live on the left side there, trying to force ourselves to do things. The real power, though, is on the right, when you start embodying an identity. It's the huge difference between saying, I should work out, and I am someone who takes care of my body. See? The action just becomes a natural part of who you are.
And here's where it gets really cool. Every single time you make a small choice that lines up with that future version of you, you're essentially casting a vote for that identity. You're making it stronger and stronger until the behavior isn't even a struggle anymore. It just becomes automatic. So that's the big takeaway. Real, lasting change isn't about willpower. It's about identity. Once you truly shift who you believe you are, well, your habits just kind of fall in line to match. And that brings us to our final cheat code, the one that really ties everything together. It's all about the incredible power of consistency, and it's called the No 0 Days method.
Now, the rule here is so simple, but please do not let that fool you. Every single day, your goal is to do just one tiny thing, anything, that moves you forward. It doesn't matter how small it is. The real goal is just to avoid having a zero progress day.
And just look at how easy this can be. We're not talking about running a marathon here. We are talking about doing one push-up, reading a single page, writing just one sentence. Literally anyone can do this, no matter how tired or unmotivated you feel.
And this is the awesome chain reaction that you set off. That one tiny win creates momentum. Hey, that's our first cheat code. That momentum starts to build your confidence. And that growing confidence begins to shape a new identity, which is our second cheat code. You see how they all lock together?
So please remember this. Transformation doesn't come from these huge, heroic efforts that burn you out. It comes from the quiet, relentless power of consistency. It comes from simply refusing to let your progress bar hit 0.
All right, you've got the knowledge now. It is officially time to level up. Let's do a super quick recap of the 3 cheat codes that are going to get you there. Here they are, all in one place. To build momentum, just start for 5 minutes. To make that change stick, act like the future you. And to make it all inevitable, never, ever have a 0 day. Momentum, identity, consistency. That's it.
And you know, this is the beautiful part.
None of this requires you to flip your life upside down overnight. They are tiny little actions that you just stack on top of each other day after day. And then one day, almost without even noticing it, you'll look around and you'll realize you've quietly and consistently built yourself into the person you always hoped you could be.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Forget about tomorrow. Don't worry about next week. Right now, what is your one thing for today?